Okay, mathematicians, now that you guys have one-step equations for addition and subtraction, let's work on multiply and divide. Now, remember, when you are solving an equation, your goal is to use the inverse operation to undo the variable on one side of the equation. If you multiply or divide by a number from one side of the equation, you must multiply or divide the same number from the other side to keep it balanced. So remember, inverse operations, operations that undo each other. Multiplication is the inverse of division, and division is the inverse of multiplication. So we're working with our solving equations steps. We are actually working with step number 3. We're going to make the coefficient 1. So if we take a look at our first one, remember we always draw our line here to help keep both sides separate from each other. I notice that this is 3 times p, so I'm going to go ahead and divide by 3. And when I divide by 3 on one side, I have to divide by 3 on the other side. 3 divided by 3 becomes a 1p. 18 divided by 3 becomes 6. As a mathematician, I don't write that 1, so p is equal to 6. Okay, let's take a look at our next one. Notice that our variable's on the other side this time, but that's still okay. I'm going to draw my t. I notice that this is negative 4 times x. Since this is multiplication, I'm going to divide by negative 4. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 becomes a 1x. And 18 divided by a negative 4. Now, if negatives are hard for you, do this one on the calculator and type it in exactly like that. Do 18 divided by, see, that's a little negative sign, 4. And it tells me the answer is negative 4.5. Negative 4.5. Now, as a mathematician, I don't have to write that 1. So now I have x equals negative 4.5, and we are done. Let's do our multiplication, or our inverse for multiplication. We've got x divided by 14 is equal to 2. Since this is divided by 14, I'm going to multiply by 14. 14 cancels out because I'm multiplying and dividing, which equals to 1. So now I have x. But whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. 2 times 14 is 28. And it's done. And finally, over here, we have 5 equals b over 6. That's b divided by 6. I'm going to multiply by 6, which is really 6 over 1, right? These cross cancel. They become 1s, and so now I have b equals, and whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 6 times 5 is 30. And that is how you do one-step equations with multiplication and division. Go ahead and keep practicing on the back side, and I will check in with you.